I believe that a helpful framework to approach the topic of leadership in our professions is that of vocation. We don't often use the term vocation in the church. It's most commonly a term used in other churches, but it's a beautiful lens through which we can view our opportunities for leadership. So what is the concept of vocation? It's the idea that God calls us to individually walk a particular path of divine service. And more specifically, it's an internal awareness of one's desire to serve in a specific capacity that matches our internal talents and passions. It's the things that we feel in the depths of our souls that God has called us to do. So we can view our call to pursue the law as merely a job, or we can view it as a spiritual vocation. And professional venues can at times detract from our spiritual vocations. We may think, I'm here, I'm working, this is a job, it is what it is. But I would submit that it matters tremendously how it is we view our work. Work provides us with the financial means to pay the rent or the mortgage or to meet our other financial responsibilities, but is that all that it is? Most working people spend a significant portion of their lives, of the many hours of their weeks, working and working and working. So it really does matter how we answer this question. Is it simply a job, or is it something more? Or is it a means by which I can make a difference in the world? Is work something small, or is it about the life of the world? Some might view work narrowly as separate from our spiritual life, such that the holiness of the work is overlooked. But it's my belief that if you've been called to the law, you've been called here for a purpose, and the Lord has in mind a vocation for you. We can view work as a participation in the creative action of God, in the work of creation itself, and therefore as a means of sanctification. Work serves or can serve or should serve to facilitate and encourage us to become more fully human and therefore receptive to the divine. Work experience plays a tremendously important part in bringing us to the realization of the fullness of our existence and our potential as humans. And as the words of one author, Randy Lee, said, let me pull this quote up for you. Woman then does not work because she does not have the wealth stored up or to constantly be at rest. Woman works because her dignity is in creating. Woman was created not simply for wages, but she was created to work. It is in work that woman's divine nature is displayed. This sense of work as participation in the act of creation as a means for realizing our full potential as humans, it comes from our creation in the image of God and the dignity of our lives as daughters of God. The purpose of work is to create, and the purpose of creation is to actualize our potential as beings created in the image of God. A caution here, I think we all need to remember that vocation is not static. We should view it as a verb, not a noun. There's a danger that once we name the thing to which we are called, we may begin to live in a static definition that keeps us from being open to God's call in each moment and prevents us from meeting the needs of our world. Another quote I would like to share here. It might help to think of vocation as a verb rather than a noun. It is an ongoing attentiveness, an ongoing listening to an ever unfolding process called out by God. Our gifts are directions to us of how to engage with the world in this service vehicle of vocation, and they keep directing us as they, the landscape, and we keep changing. Secular success means furthering our careers, and many fear that making changes from what they've done will look too much like a failure. Related to this is the common fallacy that one author referred to as the "I've invested too much in this to stop now" principle. There's a temptation to stay in our current position long after it becomes clear that it no longer aligns our gifts and our desires with the needs of the world. These tendencies are aggravated by the fact that success in our careers is often measured by how much we have. But what I would like to share is that I believe that discernment of vocation is not a one-shot deal. It's a lifelong process, and we need to have sensitivity to the fact that God may have different plans for us at different times. That can be difficult because it means that the best we can ever say is, I am where I am supposed to be right now, but I need to be open to the fact that God may want me to do something else at a different time.